about that. Moved our chickens into the chicken coop.
Boys do that for work.
They smelled so bad in our basement. Oh my god, they were.
You can just take your shoes off and come on in and have a seat.
Oh no, I can't wait for them.
Okay, so vibrational risings. What brought you guys here? Like, what about that made you want to join or come and participate? So this is going to be interactive, just so you guys know, which means I need some feedback. So, anybody? Go ahead.
Energy,
Yeah.
focus on maybe a goal.
Okay.
Or something, or to focus the
Excellent.
energy on that goal.
Excellent. That's perfect, because that's part of what we're going to definitely be doing. Anybody else?
Manifesting.
Yes. All right. Anything else?
How to like calm the energy
Yeah.
when you have a lot going
Yes.
on.
Sorry. Yes. It's
Oh,
all,
you're fine.
it's totally up to you. I would love for you to be interactive. I love that. Yay. All right, do you need, I'm gonna picture it for you. Okay. So, yes, yes, and yes, because all of that, because we live in a very, very vibrational frequency universe. So everything that happens out there is a product of what's happening in here. So if we're noticing things on this outer level that are going on, that are chaotic, or not as we want them to be, or are just not going very flowing, then that means that there's something going on in here that is shifting that outside perspective. So we need to fix in here in order for out here to be a representation of that. So how many of you can feel things? So let me explain this in a little bit. You have, all right, how many are in with partners? Have partners, friends, relationships, any type of relationship? Fantastic. Glad we got y'all. All right, have you ever had, let's do a couple of scenarios. Have you ever had a thought about somebody and you're thinking about them and you go to reach the phone and they're automatically on that other line? Yes? Okay. All right, did you feel that? Could you feel that energy resonating with you? How you had that thought process and you thought about that person and then all of a sudden that vibrational connection hit. All right, how about a partner? Have you ever been in a relationship where you actually hear what they say before they say it? Most people that have been married a long time, I can have a full conversation with my husband and not even say a word. Generally, he's calling me names and I'm ignoring it. So, but you get this vibrational frequency going, and you can understand that vibrational frequency once you hone in on it. So, that is what I'm here today to try to explain. So, if you were to feel where in your body you feel the energy, whether it's good or bad, where do you normally feel it?
Oh my god.
Everybody, yes. This is where it is. This is where all the energy lies. This is where all the energy comes from. This is your chi. This is your dantian. This is your ground and center. This is 1,000,001 answers to things. Like, you can call this whatever you want. But if you connect to right here, and if you think about it, this is where we came into the world. This is our belly button. This is where we're connected to source, to God, to our mother, to everything. This is where it is. So, on a vibrational level, this is where universe, God, or whatever you want to label it, this is the energy center that it's going to communicate with you. So this is like a radar for you. If it feels good, you go to it. If it doesn't feel good, you don't go to it. You stop, because it's not going to continue to feel good unless you can shift that frequency. So let's give an example of this. So let's say we have a hard day at work, okay? People are being a little bit nasty and mean to us, all right? And you go to work and you don't like the people and everything is just annoying and everything is frustrating and the coffee maker is not working and now the printer's jammed up and then this person's being a dink and that person's not getting the information to me and that person is just, I want them to go away. And do you see how it spirals and goes further and further and further? Okay, if you back up And the moment something starts, the moment, and I mean the absolute moment that it starts with the coffee maker not working, you take a breath. And just let it go. Now we step into what I call ease and flow. And I love playing in ease and flow. Ease and flow is fun. Ease and flow gets stuff done. Ease and flow is like a magical wand where I can be like, ching, that's mine. I'm gonna take it. And so that's where I go every time something starts. Every time the moment it starts, I go there. Does it always happen? Do I do it perfectly every time? Absolutely not. Jamie can attest to that. But can I get back to there more often than not? Absolutely. So the way you do that is practice, because every day is going to be a different day. So you start the day off and it starts going funky and it starts going awry and it starts going in a different direction than you want it to go. You got to stop and get back into ease and flow. So now I'm going to take this on a vibrational frequency level. So, did I not bring my, I didn't bring my glasses up. All right, so this is going to go well. All right.
I
So-
have 2.5.
Fantastic. They're good. I think she's gonna grab them for me. I had an epiphany the other day. I was working on a client, and we literally raised her vibrational frequency up to a level where the pain could not be in her body anymore. So in this experience, it's almost equating to like an opera singer singing at a high frequency to where the glass actually shatters. That's exactly what happens. It wasn't like the energy shattered in her body, but it just evaporated. It literally went out. So in that process, it got me thinking more and more about frequencies. So we have energy frequencies to everything. I started thinking about finances because I love playing around with money. Money's fun. Money's a fun topic. Money's a fun thing, and money affects everybody. So I got to thinking, all right, what would money feel like? And then I thought about those, you know, the lie detector tests. You know how they have this ongoing, like, I don't know what that's called, a little needle that kind of graphs. Yes, thank you. Graphs the information. And so you have some that are erratic, you have some that are easy and flowing, and you have some that are just kind of very quiet. So I got to thinking, and I thought, money literally felt like this to me. No. And yes. All right, do you mind playing with me?
Sure.
All right, excellent. Okay, great. So this is what the energy frequency of money would be on a regular basis, on a regular playing field, okay? So whether you have it or not, this is just the frequency. This is what is, okay? So now, can we go there? How would you say your frequency is in regards to money?
Pretty positive for the most part.
Okay, so do you feel like you match up with this? That ebb and flow, the in and out, the money coming in, money going out, and there's a nice balance of both, and there's not too much that's coming out versus the amount that's coming in. You have excellent balance with it. Okay, now go to a time where you said it depends on if you had enough. What was your frequency then, would you say? Way, way down. All right, so that's it. We have different frequencies. So hers, and it goes way down here. Just keep further. Just keep going. Okay, we got it? All right, good. So you can see the difference between this one and this one. So is there anybody else that has money, or has had money, situations? Can we play a little bit, if there is? No? Nobody wants to play? Okay, go for it.
I discovered, I always thought for me it was, when the money's around, I'm really good with money.
Yeah,
I don't live in fear.
yeah,
When it's not around, I notice that I struggle. What I found was when money finally stabilized as I matured a little bit, I still felt unease and
yes,
lack
exactly. All right, so
It was
if you
like
were to
I
give
have-
me,
enough, but in here I was like,
you're back on
I don't
old
have
habits,
enough.
very much. So if you were to give me a frequency, what would that look like?
It's not a fair question.
Okay, can I
No.
interpret it or?
Yeah, you know
Alright,
me for
so-
a few years.
Yep, I'm gonna go.
Yes, that's what I would say. I don't want that.
There might have been more spikies and more things, I just didn't have enough room. Okay, so do you see the difference between all three of these frequencies? Now, can you feel the difference between all three of these frequencies? Up here, what does this feel like?
Chaotic.
Chaotic. Okay. Right here, what does this feel like? Yeah. Down here, what does that feel like?
Depressed.
Right. Our lives are these frequencies. And I can guarantee you, I've been talking to a lot of people lately ever since I found this whole thing, and it's been lots of fun. 99% of where we want to be is right here in this middle line frequency. The other one I did notice was a flat line. People get weirded out by the flat line because they're thinking of an echocardiograph where they're like, I don't really want to be on the flat line. But if you tune into the flat line, what this reminds me of is a lake, very beginning of the day, nobody's on it, nobody's around, everything is serene, bright and early, and there's not a ripple in sight. So that flat line can represent that, but there's no movement with that. That is just like inner peace. When you're there, that is what that represents. Does that make sense? So now we can take this whole situation and mold it into anything that you've got going on. So is there a struggle that anybody, again, wants to play with? It doesn't have to be like dive deep into like past or whatever. We can do surface level stuff here, but I want to get people to understand the different things so that way they understand how to implement this. So is there anybody that is going through a struggle right now that they can't quite see the end outcome and would like to have some help with that?
Health struggle.
All right, so health. Okay, on health struggle, where is your body when you tap into a very healthy, wonderful body?
Straight across.
Straight across, we want the calm. All right, can you feel that? Where are you in regards to that?
I'm in the top one right now.
Right there, yeah, so you're focusing on everything that's not working, everything the doctors say, all the different things, all the diagnoses and all of this crap, right? But does that feel good? Right, so how about getting here? How do you play in that realm for your body?
Me, just because the way my mind works.
Yeah.
I go into research. I start
Okay.
doing my own research.
So how does that feel when you're getting Googled that you're gonna die? And you're getting the med things that this is really bad. And then you get the other things that you shouldn't eat any of this because that's gonna kill you too. And then how about this stuff over here that you're perfectly healthy, you're just lunatic. And then how about this stuff over here? Okay, so how good does that feel?
It doesn't feel good. at all.
Okay, perfect. So what could you do to get here?
I don't know.
That's why we're here. Isn't it so much fun? I may or not have an answer or two. All right, so this is things that I do. First of all, my body, my temple. We are a team. We are all in this together. No body part is left out. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what it feels like. It is all mine and it's all here and I'm gonna love every inch of it. Okay? Every part of it. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. They did a study in a school where they had two plants. The plants had the exact same sunlight, the exact feeding schedule, the exact everything. One plant was told, I hate you. One plant was told, I love you. The plant that I was told, I hate you, was wilting and brown and nasty. The plant that I was told, I love you, was thriving and doing great. So my question, and it's not just directed, it's everybody. How many times have you told yourself, I love you today? Has anybody told themselves they love themselves today? You did? Oh, I'm so happy, congratulations.
I was in yoga this morning.
I love it, that's perfect. That's whatever you gotta do to get into that thing. So if we're in discord, if our life out here is happening and we have stuff going on, there's multiple things that happen. Okay? We have this energetic field that is around us. When we have something that's stressing us out, that comes to hit our body. When we have something that is annoying, that comes to hit our body. When we deal with stupid people on the road, that comes to hit our body. When we deal with children being a pain in the butt, that comes to the body. When we deal with finances that we can't pay, that comes to the body. When we deal with things or illnesses, our body not feeling it, do you see where I'm going with this? How can a body thrive in an energetic mess like that? I'm going to give a story for an example. I had two clients of mine had miscarriages. Very, very challenging situations. They were both very devastated with this situation. They both wanted to get pregnant afterwards. And of course, having lost a child, it's not a great thing. And they viewed their belly as something that was bad, something that was not functioning, something that was not good for them. And I'm like, that you can't, how can love, how can something brand new come in to something that looks like that? Can you, and would you want to bring something in to that? So what they had to do is make that belly a clear vessel again. They had to put lots and lots and lots and lots and lots, you get in the picture, of love right there. Because in order to make that area a place where it can harness any type of life, you gotta love it. You gotta know that this is here and it's gonna do good and it's gonna be perfect. And so any part of my body that's off or not functioning well, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna be, oh, you're so cute. You're so wonderful. You see what I'm saying? Because we gotta get out of this energy frequency in order to get into that energy frequency. So the number one thing is to love. The second thing is to pay attention to how we're involved around everybody in life. You know, are we letting those traffic jams go? I love playing in traffic. Traffic is one of my favorite things to do. I love 4-lane highways. 4-lane highways are my favorite, right? You're doodling around right here. You got your car going. So what I love to do is make bubbles. I will literally clear a 4-lane highway in front of me and behind me with my energy. Don't believe me? Ask my husband. He's seen it many, many times. He's like, you just bubbled us. I'm like, you bet your ass I did. And it's a blast. Because what happens is there will be people that will still come through. I'll have people driving, and they'll come into my lane, in my bubble, and I'll feel them, and I'm like, hey, bye. And they'll come and go. And it's perfect. But there's literally a line of traffic behind me and a line of traffic ahead of me that is completely clear. And I do that only by intention, only by knowing that I've done it 110 times and it's going to work every time. So we've gone all over the place. We went to Canada last year, drove 10 years. Yeah, it felt like 10 years, 10 hours. And I have a camper now, for those of you that don't know. So I was driving the camper, and it's a 36-footer, so I had my big truck, big camper, and went there. And sure enough, miles ahead, miles behind, nothing but me. Clear skies, beautiful ride. So you can play with this on any level, but you gotta get good here. All right, is there anybody else that's struggling with things? So back to your health concern. Do you think you could change the way you feel about your body and about?
So the health concern really is like my husband.
Okay.
Major surgery, major,
Things that are
now
going on.
just bad stuff keeps happening.
Okay. So do you think you can be a deacon of love? Or do you want to join him in his illness?
No, I want to get us going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of 3 things have to happen. When you have, this one's better on my ear. So you have different vibrational frequencies, right? So you have one vibrating up here, you have one vibrating down here. So either one of 3 things has to happen. This one up here, let's say this one's the negative, and this one's the positive. You're gonna have the negative join the negative, or the positive join the negative, or you're gonna have the negative join the positive, or one of them has to leave. They cannot reside on the same playing field. They're two different playing fields. You have one up here, you have one down here. It cannot reside. It is like a magnet. It's going to compel and it's going to make it go away. So it's either going to match up or it's going to go. Imagine going to a car to buy a car. How many of you have felt suckered into, not necessarily suckered into buying a car? I wanted the car, I was going to go buy the car, but who joined the dealership versus the dealership joining them? So I joined the dealership. I know Jamie, every time she goes to the dealership, they're joining her. I'm bringing her shopping. But that's the thing. So like she knows exactly what she wants. She knows exactly how to get it. She knows what she's going to go in for. And so she's having them join her because that's where the frequency is. Whereas if I go in, I'm more passive and I'm like, oh, whatever. And I don't ask for things that, should be asked for apparently because I didn't realize there was a list of things that needed to be, I'm not an extra card buyer. So, I join their frequency. Does that make sense? All right, so with your husband, back to that, could you be a frequency of help?
Try.
Okay. All right. And does it feel like you're getting in or does it feel like the top one?
It's starting to smooth out a little bit.
All right.
But
Perfect. And here's the other thing is you cannot change anybody else's experience. You can only change yours. But what you can do is influence other people's experiences. So in other words, there's millions of, well, not millions, sorry. I have many, many clients, right? They come in on a regular basis and a lot of them are in a not great place. And so when they come in and their vibration is low, who do you think wins every single time? You bet your ass, unless I'm low and then screw, we're done. But I try not to do that because I'm providing a service and I'm providing something to them. So I want to be up and I want to be good and I want to be practiced in that because I want to raise their frequency. And I want to bring them up to where I am because it feels better up here and it feels more fun and it feels more enjoyable. So, but have I been around honorary people that I can't shift? Absolutely. And what do? I go out and I do something else because it's not going to work on this level. So, anything else? What else do we have? I know there's stuff in this room. Laura, you had said something about goals. So talk to me about goals. What is there a particular goal in mind that you have?
As you know, last year was hell.
Yes, I do know.
So, debating on the money in my account. Do I pay
Okay.
off my house?
All right, so what
Because
does
I
it?
don't want a mortgage payment.
All right,
over
so
my
I'm so
head
glad
at
I
this
chose
age.
you. Yay, okay. All right, so there's something that I call tentacles. Okay, we have this all right, so this we get back to here with our center, right? Okay, so there's little fun, energetically tentacles that we have that we can literally send out into the universe. Okay, so I want you to imagine your little tentacle going out and paying off your house. Okay, how does that feel?
A little scary.
Okay, now imagine that little tentacle going here and keeping a safe money account in the bank account. How does that feel?
Same.
A little scary?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, so neither one of them feel good at this moment.
Because ugh.
All right.
The mortgage payment, and because I am such a saver and I'm
Yes.
very freaking good with my money,
Yep.
to have to unexpectedly buy a house in the market that the market was in,
Yes.
and overpay for a house,
Yes.
because that's the only way you get a house nowadays, I'm thinking, I don't want to have a freaking mortgage for the next 20 years.
Okay.
But you do. Well, no, actually, it's for 30, but the way I've already talked to my mortgage person, I'm overpaying. I pay more to principal every time, so I will have it paid off in 18 to 20 years.
Okay.
so do you?
But I
So how
don't
does,
have
all right,
that
so let's go
long.
to 18 and 20 years. Do you still have a mortgage payment?
I hope the hell no.
I want you to go here.
No, freaking way,
There you go.
okay?
There you go. Do you see the difference? All right, this was a perfect example. Do you see the difference? When she went there with her head, it was no freaking way. Or no, there was, I hope to hell not. When she went there with her gut, it was no freaking way. Do you see the difference? Because this is huge, people. This is why we're doing this seminar. When you think up here, it does not work. It does not. This thing messes it up all the time, everywhere, all the time. You go here, it works every single time, 100%, without a doubt, without flaw. 100%. This is awesome. So you don't have a mortgage payment. I can tell you what you could do, and it would be perfect, and you're going to be perfect on either way because your frequency with money is right here. You flow in this. Money comes easily, money comes effortlessly. Your bank account, if you actually paid it off soon, will be right back to where it was if you did this very quickly because you're very frugal with your money and more comes to it. Let's talk about money a little bit. I love money. Money's so much fun. Okay? So the big old dollar bills. Dollar bills, y'all. All right. So money is my friend. I play with money. I literally went to a store. I bought subs at one point in time when I was eating subs back then. And then I paid with a $40 bill. I got a $5 bill back. And then I went later that day to buy coffee. Now, 2 separate towns. One was in Gilmington, one was in Pittsfield. I bought my coffee. At that time, it was $5 or under. So I paid with the $5 bill that I got from the other place. And I'm like, I just gave my friend a ride. I gave him a ride from Gilmington to Pittsfield. And off he went to go play in the coffee shop. So all of my money goes to play. It goes to play wherever I spend it. So if I'm paying my mortgage bill, it's gonna go check out new houses. If I'm paying my cell phone bill, it's checking out new phones, laptops, whatever it is at Verizon that they have there and play with it. If it's going to, oh, this one I love. I also tithe 10% of my income to people. So people that spiritually feed me, I send them money because I absolutely love to give. I love the process of it. I love the reciprocity of it. I love the ebb and the flow of it. And I also love when they contact me and they're like, oh my God, what did you do? It's so much fun. So again, my friends are going to play with their friends and their friends are going to have more friends. Now, the best part about having friends is that everybody loves hanging out with you. So then they tell their friends how cool you are, that you are here to hang out with, and then they bring more friends to play with. And so then I have lots more friends to play with. Do you see where I'm going? Now, that type of thing, where do you think on this scale it would be?
The middle.
Right, on that ebb and flow, right? I'm playing with it. I'm having fun. I'm in the flow of it. I'm not resisting it. I'm not worried about it. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a blast. Okay, what about somebody that their house is in foreclosure and they've got issues with, you know, what they're gonna feed their kids that day? Where do you think they would be? Yeah, they're bottom. Yeah, exactly. Right. So we can always get to the ebb and flow. Absolutely, go for it.
When you just said that,
Yeah.
was I the only one in the room that felt that in the stomach when somebody's getting foreclosed and their kids are in? Did anybody else feel that? That's pretty cool, and
Yes.
you know, to pay attention to that and
Absolutely.
don't feed that. For me,
Exactly.
to go the other side. And that's pretty cool. I feel like we're all connected.
You got it. 100%. Yes. And that's why I'm doing this because it's like the energy frequencies do have different. So did you feel that? Did you feel the shift when I went from here to here? And you felt me shift, correct? I went into that energy. Could you feel it? If you do this with everybody, it's not as, I'm very good at this. I'm very good at playing with energy. I play with it all day, every day. And people look at me weird all the time, but it's all good because I'm used to it. So, but if you start paying attention to how you feel, there's been times where I've actually come home and I'm on such a high, and then my husband came home and he was such in a bad mood. I literally felt like he sucker punched me in my stomach. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, we're good, we can do this. And you know, but I had to shift because that took me off such guard because it was such a different energy frequency and I was not expecting it. So again, with that, I'm like, okay, backing it up a little bit because he's in a thing and I'm just gonna hold the space at that point because there's nothing I'm gonna do. I don't wanna leave him because I know he's in a rough spot, but I'm gonna hold that space because I wanna hold that space of love and of a better feeling, but I can't be way the hell up here because I'm gonna he's gonna be like, get the hell out, woman, you're crazy and whatever. He's not gonna wanna play on that level. Do you see what I'm saying? All right, what else do we got? All right, Lindsay, you had said about staying in this place. All right, so you got momentum going. You start going and you get really feeling good. What happens when something else happens and it knocks you off your rocker? What do you do?
Reassess or rethink it.
Yeah. So you want to get back on that train, right? You want to get back into that level. So that's where I go back to that ease and flow. I literally stop. I will stop what I'm doing. And this has become a very big part of my experience lately. It's like nothing has to be done right now. So you get that urgent call that blah, 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 something happened and you're like, you gotta go and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I can take 2 minutes, if that, to breathe. I can take 10 seconds at least to breathe before I go off to the set emergency. So that way I can make sure I'm in the best possible spot that I can be in before I head out to them and take care of them. Because if I can make sure that I'm here and in my best possible spot, then I can help them to the fullest. A lot of the times we look at our things, so again, we have the people, right? So we're giving from here, and then we give 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 from here, and then we have nothing left. We give from inside out. One of the things, the best thing ever that I was taught at a very young level when I started my business was to imagine myself like a water fountain. Fill myself up, and then my overflow goes to everybody else. Do you see the difference? Do you feel the difference? Big piece here. You fill yourself up first, foremost. All right. It doesn't take much. Everybody close your eyes right now. Deep breath in. Now imagine that flow, that energy flow coming up from your feet into your legs and your knees, up and through your hips, up through your belly, and your back, and your chest, all through your arms. And now imagine it going up and out your head. Open your eyes. How do you feel?
Light.
Much different, isn't it? Did I have to go out and buy anything? Did I have to go and get therapy or anything like that? Did I have to pay lots of money in order to feel better? No. It took, how many seconds was that? 30 seconds? This is what I'm talking about. If you can start focusing on you and bringing that energy up, you're never going to be living from a depletion. You're never going to be going from here down. You're going to be going from here up and out. And then that energy goes, and then you're overflowing, and they're getting it. And you're never depleted, so you're in a good spot. And then their happiness then feeds you, and then that brings more in, and then you're able to do more, and even go more, and go further. It's always an ever-flowing, but you've got to be active in it. You've got to be participating in it. I do a lot of routines in the morning. So one of my routines, there was a book called The Path to Wealth. And in the book, you have what's called a CSO meeting. It's a chief spiritual meeting, or chief spiritual officer. So I literally talk with God, universe, whatever, it's my CSO, every day for about half hour to 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, depending on what's going on. And I will have that conversation. So I'm talking about 4 things that I'm grateful for that I already have. And then 4 things that I'm grateful for that I don't have, but as if I already had them. And then I'm starting my day, every single day, like that, in a place of gratitude. How many of you wake up and are in a place of gratitude? Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's fantastic.
Sometimes a bit.
There's a lot of people that don't. A lot of people are on a very regimented, scheduled situation where they just get up and go. They just start their day. So the fact that you start your day intently or with intention is huge. And how many are getting changes on a daily basis? So those that raise their hand, are you seeing changes every day from doing those intentional things? Yeah, it's awesome. So you get that going, you get that momentum going. And here's the thing, it takes time. So like, you know, my CSO meeting, I did this back in 2016. Did it for about 6 months, and then I'm like, I just don't have time for this, right? So, you know, you start here, you gain a little bit and a little bit, and then you know, life happens, right? And then you stop. just recently, back in October, I decided to spring it up again. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to start all over and reconnect with this energy and blah, 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 and have a whole connect and then and that. No, when I restarted, it was like meeting an old friend. And where I left off here, we just kept going. And we've gone even bigger. Now I refuse to meet it. I bring this camping. I bring this on my vacations. I bring this everywhere I go, every day. It doesn't matter. I am doing this meeting because it means so much to me. It means that I start my day right, and I have a good momentum to go with. So that is one of the major things that I would do in regards to getting your frequency going. So again, back with the love aspect, tuning into the love, tuning into the ease and flow, and then making sure you have a daily routine that works for you, that works for your frequencies. Because the more you play with these energies, the more in tune you are with them, and the better you become with them out there. You can avoid things so easily. It's interesting to watch. So as a mom, growing up with my kids, I never worry about them. And I feel bad almost because I'm like, I don't worry about them. But I'm like, I know their energy frequency, and I know where they're at. And I know that I've taught them lots of stuff, and they've got a good tool bag in their pocket. And that if they know where they're going, they're not gonna line up with this crap right here. They're gonna line up with only good things. So I'm gonna be on that train because I don't wanna have anything bad happen to them. And worrying about them doesn't feel good in my body. I know right here, that feels like ass. I'm like, oh, no. And again, I try to imagine that every time I get something here that feels like crap, it's going somewhere in here. Like, it's gonna be a pain in my butt. How many have those? It's gonna be a pain in my neck. How many have those? Right? And then it can lead to something more. It could cause knee pain or, arthritis or whatever. There's so many different things that it can cause and so many different things that it can perpetuate and so many different things that it will line up with. But if you stop it foremost, reading this book right now, Peaceful Warrior, amazing, amazing book. He brought a cat in, and it was this feral cat, so it's been out on the streets, it's rugged. And he had the guy squeeze the cat's leg all the way to the bone. And the cat, he squeezed it right to the bone. And then he had the guy, he was training this gymnast. He had this gymnast also squeeze his calf and squeeze it right to the bone, and he could. And then he's like, okay, now squeeze your calf. And he's like, there's only muscle there, I can't get through that. He's like, mine's all muscle too, but it was soft and supple, and not his. His was all hard and dark because of all the energies out here that he's dealing with. The body is literally tensing up. Everybody reach down to their calf. Grab it and see how it feels. Are there any pains in that calf? Can you go all the way to the bone? Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the things I'm going to start practicing with, I know for me, because I can't get to the bone. How many of you had pain when you touched it? Or at least, some discomfort. Maybe not pain, but at least it wasn't. How many of it felt great? Yeah, no pain at all?
No pain.
Awesome. Could you go all the way to the bone? In the front. Good job. Way to be easy to flow. I love that. But that's an example. This is a great example of how there's tension there. There's stuff that's going on out here that I'm holding physically in this area. How many times does that happen with all of us? How many times have we dealt with something here and then we go home and have either a headache or a neck pain, and we're like, oh my gosh. And then, or your shoulders, you're like eating them because they're way up here, and you're like, oh, how long have those been up there? And then bringing those back down. Yes, all of it. It's like you don't even realize that you're stressing or that it's having a physical effect on you until you're in that, ease and flow. And then you're like, oh. I equate this to driving in the winter. Have any of you drove in the winter? Just checking. I don't know. This could be your first winter here. Anyways, so what happens when a storm happens? You start, and like, I mean, really bad storm, like we're in like a nor'easter. Yes, you're literally grabbing the, I even clenched my, did you see that? I totally clenched my jaw. I apparently clench my jaw when I do that too. Had no idea. All right, so we did that, right? Okay, I'm driving home from New York from visiting my sister, and this huge storm comes in, and I'm like, oh my God, I have all my kids in there, plus somebody else's kid in there, and I'm like, oh God. And then I'm like, what am I doing? If I had to react right now, it would take me about 20 minutes just to unthaw everything that was just solidifying right there. And I'm like, why am I doing this? This is not helping me drive in any way, shape, or form. Can I be easy and effortless in this process? Why, yes, I can. Does that change the storm? No. Does it change my driving? Yes, it actually makes me better because I'm not death gripping the damn thing and I can respond a lot sooner. Things aren't tensed up. Now think of life. How many times do we grab that steering wheel and we gotta jam it and get it going and get it really good because you don't know what's gonna happen? You see what's going on? Let it go. All right, now if I step into ease and flow, and I'm driving, you feel the difference? Ooh. It's good times. We have fun here. Same situation, I can choose which side I want to be on. Think of everything as like a stick. Okay? There's two ends to said stick, correct? We have something that's wanted and something that's not wanted. Where do you focus? Where's most of your energy? To the wanted or to the not wanted? Yeah, hopefully. So pay attention to that while you're going through life. All right, is this situation, is this something I want? May I use you as an example?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
This is not fair, because I know most of you, so I know how things work.
You're talking to him.
So Suzanne just had a very hard time with her house and difficulty with a builder and everything of that nature. It went as bad as it could possibly go if you could think of it going bad. So do you think during this process, where do you think she was? Wanted or unwanted? Right. So whenever some situations happen to us, where do we think we go when it first happens? Wanted or unwanted? You got it. Every single time almost. Because how many times are people like, oh, that car accident, I wonder what the good is about this. Oh, let me just stop and think about that. We don't. We automatically go there. Another great thing about this book that I was talking about, The Peaceful Warrior, they're like, be like babies and expel all of your energy at once. So babies, they cry, they get what they need, and then they are over it. So they cry, they need to be fed. You pick them up, you feed them, they're quiet. They've moved on. They get angry, they're gonna have their moment, and then whatever's happening, then they move on, correct? So with Suzanne, she could be like, ah, this is the worst thing ever! All right.
I was.
Exactly.
A little bit.
And now, do you feel that? So now that's gone. That's out of my body. That is no longer in me. I no longer have that energy. I've expelled it and it's gone. Now, I can go back to ease and flow. Do you feel the difference? Now, what most people will do, yes,
I was gonna say, how do you get back to ease and flow if the problem's still there?
you got to expel the energy, and then that's a choice. So you can choose to look at all the problems and all the situations that are going to it, or you can start choosing to look for solutions. So my belief is that every problem has a solution right next to it. They arise together. Hold on. Which one are you looking at? The problem or the solution?
I think both.
Okay.
at the same
Which
time.
one are you giving the most energy to?
Probably the problem.
Okay, and you can tell that by what's going on here and how you feel in here. If it doesn't feel good, the problem's got you wrapped up. If it's starting to feel good and you're getting some ease, then you're focused solution-wise. Make sense? Go for it.
You already got it.
All right.
It's just, I found right before neck surgery,
Yes.
I couldn't, a massage or Reiki energy work worked. Then I heard another teacher, as well as you say, focus on what works. My hands have really never let me down. they've done well for me. My heart pumps without my, my feet are strong. And I was like, oh, I don't need neck surgery. And 4 minutes later, I was thinking how bad I've hurt my neck all my life and that I need neck surgery, and all this started coming back, and I was able to was able to just let it go a little bit easier by focusing on what worked
Yes,
instead of what is.
that's
The medical struggle is the reality of us growing older. I think it's amazing that somebody's around you that you still love and like. That's awesome. I hope when I'm old, somebody's around me that likes me.
So I love that story, and that brought another story to mind. There was a point, one of the times I had this mid-back pain, so like right in here. I was doing dishes, and I was like, I couldn't slouch, I couldn't sit up straight, like everything hurt in that midsection. I'm like, oh my back, oh my back, oh my god, my back, my back. I literally was doing that out loud. My daughter's like, so, Mom, the more you give that attention, the more it's gonna hurt. I'm like,
I taught you well.
seriously. So I got off of the initial, and I'm like, you're right, damn it. I'm like, all right, you're right. My feet don't hurt. My legs don't. My knees are good. My hips feel good. You know what? I know what my back feels like when it feels good. Okay, we got this. Did the pain go away? No. Did it subside quite a bit? Yes. That night, I was selling a car, and I was putting all the information out into it because I didn't want to be going back and forth in the dark. And the way that I came back into the house, we have a basketball hoop. It's standing right there. It's been there the whole time. Guess who tripped right into it? Grabbed the pole, like, and went, oh shit. This is either going to be really, really good or really, really bad. I stood up. My back had been adjusted exactly at the correct velocity that it needed to be. I no longer had pain. Vibrations, they either need to join or needs to get out. I lined up with the health of my body. I lined up with that flow. And that pain could no longer reside in my system. It had to go, it had to get out, it had to leave. How cool is that?
When I had my thing with the house, like I was doing this all by myself, and I'm like 30,000 into it. I mean, I was like so overwhelmed. This guy just like up and left. He hadn't finished the project. It was horrible, and I was so overwhelmed and so stressed and I literally just like got to the point that it was just like, you just need to move on. Like you need to move forward, and I contacted somebody else to come in to figure out what it was gonna cost, to finish the job. I have to have a whole bunch of work that he did redone. It was a lot, but I started doing, like, before I even get out of bed in the morning meditations about being for gratitude and everything just started, like, literally looking up. I really started doing meditation, breathing, like that type of thing. This contractor was gonna be in Manchester at the home show, and I called because I was just gonna go. And I ended up, the guy who picked up the phone was like the president of the New Hampshire Building Association. He's like, I'm gonna help you. It's now with the district attorney's office. I mean, it was just like boom, 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 So yeah, I mean, it's still not resolved, but it's
what
in a much
happened,
better
do you
place,
think,
too.
when she lined up with those people? Was she looking for solutions or problems? Solutions. Yeah. When we go to solutions, things line up, things work out, things are perfect, and it's weird how they happen. And you've probably all experienced them, or else you probably wouldn't be here right now. It's because it is a very strange avenue that it takes, and once it happens, you know that that was something you created. That was something that you intended. That was something that you put out there. Another example of this, I had a space in Tilton when I first moved to this area, and it was in the Tilton Fitness Center. And the gentleman there, after I moved in, about a month into it, he's like, I don't have permission to have you here as a renter, so I'm gonna go to the town and get permission, and would you mind coming to the meeting just to be supportive of that? Like, sure I will. Yes, because, this is my office, and I'd like to keep it here, and I just moved. So we ended up putting out, I had a month before said meeting. So I did what I call pre-paving. So what that means is I imagined how this meeting was going to be prior to the meeting starting. So what I did is in my head, I imagined this sitting down, and if any of you have been to board meetings or anything like that, you know the type of people that it brings and you know the type of energy that it is. And I'm like, you know what, these are all either old retired people or people that are coming right after work and it's a long day and, you know, they don't necessarily want to be there as well, but, you know, there's no reason why we can't laugh a little bit and have a little bit of fun. And, you know, there's no reason why they're going to say no to this situation and they're going to approve it. So in my head, this all went down. I saw the entire scenario over and over and it never faltered. We always laughed, we always had fun, and we always got my way. It was a great scenario. So, said day came up. I was supposed to meet with the lawyer and the owner. My clients ran late, meaning I couldn't have said meeting with lawyer and owner, which is funny in retrospect. So I end up showing up late to the meeting. When I walk in, the head guy's like, absolutely not. No way in hell. No. And lawyer's like, according to RSA, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, God. What is going on? It's not the meeting I wanted in my head. So then I started just sitting. And I was just in ease and flow at that point. I'm like, this is all right. I've played with this a lot of times. And so then they got to me. And they're like, well, why are you here? I'm like, well, I'm said renter. This is the space. And I'm like, this is an amazing opportunity. And I'm like, this could be a really cool place to be. And I'm so excited to be a part of it. And I'm like, and I only see one client a day, you know, or one client at a time. So there's really no issues with parking. And honestly, the way the office is in there, if you were to rent out all the offices, we'd maybe have 5, you know, parking spaces over there at the time. And so not an issue there. So, you know, I love the concept, you know, how great it is to go to one space and be able to have everybody, you know, line up for everybody and have that wellness center sort of speak, and right in your great town of Tilton. How fantastic is all that? By the time we were done that meeting, the head guy that was like, no, was like, why are we putting limitations on any of this? I'm like, right? Me too. I was exactly thinking that same thing. We got it passed. The guy that is the owner of the place was like, that was a way better experience than ever. I should have hired you instead of the lawyer. And so that is such a powerful tool that I use often. If there is something that's going on, especially if it's in my gut not feeling great, I'm going to do whatever is in my power to change it. So if I can start imagining this scenario and seeing it in my head and seeing it clearly, you think any of those people did that prior to that meeting? No, they just showed up, and they showed up in my playing ring, and I was the leader, and I won. And that's the cool thing. Like, you get to, like, I don't want to say manipulate, but you totally get to manipulate everything. It's like, oh, yes, you think you have a choice in this? Let's see, let's play. I'll play the game. And bring it, because I've been playing the game quite a long time, and it's fun, and it's enjoyable, and I can see what's out there to see, and it's a lot of fun. All right, so you guys came here for a reason. Is there anything that anybody wants to dive into, like something that they're stuck, something that they can't get over, that's something that they would like to have a little bit of assistance, or maybe a different viewpoint in order to shift their perspective? Yes.
So, what was in my headspace?
Absolutely.
I use my gut a lot. I think it's part of my successes, especially
Yes.
during, you know, my work life. But I can't get out of my head.
Do you have an example of something that we could hone in on?
So like I just try to say meditate,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, oh yeah, so I'll do the laundry later, and
Yeah.
oh, you know, or I really like that hat, or
Yeah.
you know, it's like, you know.
So one of my great successes with meditation is I actually create a meditation space. So that my brain is still thinking, but it's thinking in a contained situation. So in my meditation space, I actually remember walking towards it. It was in the woods. And so there was a long walk apparently to get to it, because several of my meditations were just walking to it. And then finally I got to the clearing, and on the side there's this grassy knoll, and then it goes up and over into a rocky area, and I have a water fountain that comes down, and then it comes and swoops back down and into the thing. So it's like this big circle, but in like this big thing. And then I have a water area, which is funny because I'm always in the water, and for whatever reason, I'm wearing a white dress. I don't know why I'm fully clothed in the water section, but whatever. I just go with the flow. So the more you play around with that, the more detailed you get. And then once you get that place, so everybody go to, do you feel the energy of the place that I just said? All right, you feel how calm that is? You feel how relaxing that is? Once you get to that space,
Do you go there naked?
I do.
Oh, okay.
It's completely in my head.
Okay.
That was it. That's all I do. And I just envision it. Some people go on a boat in the ocean, and then you just sit and imagine the ocean rocking. Some people go on the ocean, sand, and imagine the seas and the shells and the thing. The more specific you can get with your space, it incorporates it in, and you bring that ease and calm into you. That was my easiest way to get out of my head, because it was too much. It was too difficult. You can also go online and do guided meditations. Those help a lot too, because then it helps you, they're walking you through a story, and it helps you to get through that point. I have several on my YouTube channel for the innate in you, but they're more energized, I think, for mine. I think they have more of a goal-oriented, like challenges or things like that. I don't think I've done any for oh no, I've done a meditation space, haven't I? Yeah, so there was one that was a meditation space. So you can even listen to that one and get the meditation space as well. But those would be the suggestions I have. The other thing is focus on your breathing. You cannot have focus on your breathing and thought at the same time.
Yes,
Are you focused on it going in and out? Like you followed the breath in and out all the way too, and you're still
you
thinking?
can. Went way to the top. And now it's gonna go way to the bottom. Oh, look at my toes.
Which means you stop focusing on the breathing. You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
So one of the things,
Count while you're breathing too.
you can do that too.
Like
You can
four
do the
in,
count,
four
4 in,
out.
4 out, hold it for 2 in between, absolutely. The other thing is you can do several things. There's a book that I just came across called Osho, O-S-H-O, and it's really cool. It has different levels of transcending, and they're talking about breath. So you can notice the gap in between in-breath and out-breath. You can also notice the turning point between in-breath and out-breath. My new favorite is breathing down into the center. We normally breathe up, breathe it down, and have it literally massage your organs on the lower levels. So I just play with different ways of breathing and things of that nature. So if the meditation space doesn't work and the breathing doesn't work, practice works too. It's literally you gotta be like, yep, thank you, and then go back. Yep, thank you, and go back. Yep, thank you, and go back. It's just a training piece, because it's almost like a habit. So think of any habit that people have, there's triggers. So think of a smoker. If they are switching from going from say working out to their car, they're gonna have that transitional period is gonna trigger that habit, which is then gonna trigger this smoke and then go from there. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have habits of thought, literally, that are going on. So you're just breaking those habits by creating new habits. So it is gonna take practice and consistency in order to break the habit, because that's all that is a habit. Does that help a little? Okay. The other thing is you can just imagine grounding, things like that. So again, imagining a lot of things is what I do, is so that way I can hone my focus in on what I'm looking for. So I'll imagine bringing energy up through my body. I'll imagine bringing energy down through my body. I'll imagine bringing energy all around my body, and then I can feel that as well. Make sense? All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and make this as a cohesive thought as possible. I think a couple of things kind of connected for me in what you were talking about. So the one about draining, the energy draining, right?
Yes.
So just trying to work really hard on this relationship that I was working on, and then the reality hit me in the last month that it really is over.
Yeah.
And just trying to get that energy back, going through the grieving process, and just feeling really stuck.
All right. On moving forward, or
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to just feeling
in relationships or in life?
I think it's more I put so much effort into this. I was the best me I could be.
Yeah.
And then, are you kidding?
All right. So what have you done?
Are you kidding me?
What have you done?
She gets it.
It was more like effing kidding me.
Totally. What have you done to fill up your cup lately?
I've actually been doing a lot to try and fill up my cup, which
Awesome.
is like, so my yoga practice is huge for me there,
Okay.
right? You
Yeah.
know,
How many times do you sit and like bring that energy up in?
Probably not often
And can you
enough.
feel the energy? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
alright,
I
perfect,
don't,
just bring
I
it
don't
in.
normally intentionally sit and just do that.
Bring
But
it,
like
okay.
in my yoga practice, I've been saying like,
Doing-
I am enough, like you said,
Yes.
you tell yourself, like, I am enough,
Absolutely, perfect.
right? I'm perfect just the way I am. Like,
Okay, are there other affirmations do you do throughout the day?
Not throughout the day, 'cause I'm usually so busy working.
Okay, sticky notes are a really great thing too. Like, I'll put sticky notes on windows, or not windows, on mirrors, on things like that, things that I see on a regular basis. On my CSO book, I actually have sticky notes that I'll go in that have the affirmations on them that I love looking at and be like, I live a life of ease and flow. What God does for others, He does for me and then some. You know, so like there's all kinds of different things in there that I have that I put forth into those things. So filling yourself up would be my first and foremost primary, because your focus is over here on what you did and what happened and what didn't work. You want to bring that focus back to here, how awesome I am and how fantastic this body is and how amazing the next person's going to be, and they're going to treat me like a princess, and oh my God, I'm the best person ever. They should be, they're
I
going to
would
be
manifest that one.
on board. He missed that one? Is that what
She
you
said, because I would manifest that one.
Exactly.
I am a
Great.
princess.
But do you see how good that feels? Like, yes, like there's no, this is ease and flow, baby. We're walking in ease and flow. In ease and flow, I got 20 men right there being like, man, which one do I want? Come to mama. Yeah. You know what I mean? But do you see how good that feels? Does that feel stuck?
No, it doesn't feel stuck.
Right. So that's where you want to go. Where do you want your energy flow to go? Because if you want your energy flow to go in a new relationship, you might not, you'd be like, I don't want a new relationship, get there, shut that door, we're gonna
Just go have a little fun for a little while. and then
Exactly,
figure it
which
out.
is fine too. So you make sure your intention is clear. Once your intention is clear, the mechanisms will appear.
Okay.
And so you start playing in that flow of, I'm awesome, I'm an amazing person, I'm an amazing individual, I'm a healer, I'm a helper, I take care of my men, I provide for my men, but they also provide for me. We have a great balance. We have an amazing life together. We have an ebb and flow, baby. We come in and we come out. And it is so much fun, and where he ebbs, I weave. You know? You feel that?
I do.
Yeah. There we go. This is so much fun. Come on, we gotta have more people. Let's do this. Come on.
Exactly right.
So let's think of this on a business level. How many of you are in sales? All right, let's play with that. So, how many of you manifest your sales positions? You better raise your hand. All right, do you mind if I use some of our examples together? All right, so with Jamie, she's in sales, and I have actually suggested that she create a calendar and take stickers and put the stickers on the sales, on the dates that she's gonna get these sales, and just play and have fun. And what this does, this is a practice that helps you, it's that tentacle practice again. We're reaching out into the future and feeling what is in that future piece, correct? So if I want sales, I'm gonna feel for where those sales are. I'm gonna move to where those sales are, and then I wanna line up to where those sales are. So if I'm seeing all these sales and all these things lining up, and then I'm seeing my pockets get bigger and bigger and bigger, that's a fun thing, right? So you start playing in that realm, and then things start, you get an inspiration to call somebody, and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna call that person because they might have something to get to there. Or you get a email from somebody else saying, hey, I'm looking for this. Like, you become an open channel. This is really what this is about, is like, when you get into ease and flow, it's like you become this open channel for everything to flow in. So you'll get ideas, you'll get the right people, you'll be at the right place at the right time to meet that right person. Everything lines up when you are in this mode because you're not resisting. When we're in that resistant mode, it's like we have a line on top and it just is like, nope, can't do it. And you know these people, you've talked to these people because you have been in these rooms with these people and know the answer to their problem. And then you've tried to talk to them, and what do? They shut you down. Boom, right there. They don't want to hear it. You don't know. You're not in my shoes. You haven't gone through my experience. You don't know. You can't possibly know. You feel the difference? Oh, you guys are so much fun. I love this. So, ease and flow, there you go. Let's open that back up because we want that in there. Ease and flow. There we go. What else? Anybody else want to? Yes, please.
Baby.
All right, you want a baby? Where's your baby at, baby? You just felt that, didn't you? Can you feel that? Can you feel this? Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to be open and.
All right, so here's the thing. Let it go. This baby's coming to you. 100% is coming to you. How do you feel about this area? Okay, let's give it some love right now. Go here. I love you, 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 I love you. You cannot say it enough. I don't care how many, go to the grocery store, if you're waiting in line, you go here and you're like, just I love you. Because you gotta have love be that main focus for that baby to come in. Because right now, there's resistance. There's, I can't, there's not enough, something's wrong. There's something going on that I can't allow it. There's something that's happening, something's wrong with me, something's broken, something's not there. Gotta go to love. So ready, so ready. Do you feel this energy? Can you hold on to this? Because this is where you need to be, this vibrational frequency right here, right where we are. Do you feel it? Can you attain this? Okay, you practice this every day for as long as you can. I guarantee you, I'll be getting a call. I love that. I look forward to
Yeah, you gotta-
You're gonna post it on everything, yeah, absolutely. So, awesome. So that is it. All that needs to shift is that energy frequency. You hop into that energy frequency, you join me right where that is. I hope to hell I'm not pregnant in a free week. We'll be doing some type of weird transaction.
Manifest this for you.
But you got it. All right, anybody else? Did you feel that?
I had chills.
Yes,
From
exactly.
head to toe.
This is what happens when you line up. You get that full body, like, oh, this is so good. And then you know you're in the right spot. You know you're in the right time. You know everything's going good. Yes,
I have one.
absolutely.
We have our home that we purchased and we knocked half of it down because we wanted to build a bigger home.
Yes.
But the Forest Society of New Hampshire is stopping us
Okay.
because they're no deed. And we have some really good people on our side and we've done some really good stuff. And they keep slamming the door in our faces.
Okay, so what is the end result? What do you want?
Our home.
All right, so our home, our beautiful place, our wonderful spot. Where is everything going? Where'd you put, what are you getting? Do you have a furniture? What's going in that home?
We have everything in storage.
All right, what is it? Tell me about it.
Keep
No.
that stuff.
You focus here with me. What is in that house?
We have couches.
Yes,
and
tell me about the couches. Where are they?
in our neighbor's basement.
No,
In the
not
house.
in the house.
Future house.
Um,
Damn you.
in the new living room.
All right, tell me about the new living room. Is there a new window? Is there new lighting? What's going on in that living room?
There's hardwood floors.
Yes.
There's a fireplace.
What color hardwood floors?
They're like a wood color hardwood.
Okay.
It's a.
Do you see where she's
Walnut
at?
or?
All right, hold on. Let's pause this. You see where she's at? Is she in ease and flow right now?
No.
All right. Back to me. You got me?
I
You
gotcha.
me. All right, let's do this. Okay, get to that house. It is done. Everything is finished. You have no issues. You are walking into that damn house. You have the keys in your hand. No force, no nothing can stop you from going in. How does it feel? You walk through that flesh threshold. What does it feel like?
F you,
There you go.
not you.
I got it. But how does it feel when you walk in? What's in that house?
Ease and flow.
And is there love there?
Mm-hmm.
And are you gonna have fun there? Do you have grandbabies?
Mm-mm.
Okay, do you have children?
I have fur babies.
Okay, fur babies. Are they gonna enjoy their spots
They
there?
love it.
Exactly. Where are they gonna go in there?
All over the place.
Yes.
Anywhere
And
they want.
what are you gonna do in there?
Relax.
Yeah. Tell me where you're relaxing.
In my living room, my 3-season room, my bedroom,
Yeah.
a bathtub.
Yeah. Tell me about your bathtub.
Oh, it's really cool. It's
Yeah.
a standalone bathtub.
Yes.
It's nice and deep, so you can put bubbles in
I
it.
love it. What else?
And I have a rug for outside of it. It's
That's
like a, it looks like a polar bear rug
Yeah.
and a fancy light above it.
Mhm. Do you
Because
see
she's
where
a
she is now?
princess.
Yeah.
All right, do you feel the difference?
Shit.
You gotta go
That
there.
was awesome.
You gotta
That's
go
a nice
there.
house.
You cannot look at what is right now, because what is right now is just a vibrational frequency that you do not want to be a part of. The problem is you're joining it right now, so there's where the conflict is in. You're in this spot, you don't want to be in this spot, it feels like shit, you don't want to be here, and everything's going bad, and you can't do anything, and it's powerless, and then, done! Get out of it! Ease and flow. My bathtub, you connected when you hit your bathtub. Literally the bathtub that got you. So I don't care if you take a bath every single night in your bathtub. You take a bath every night. And I guarantee you, you're gonna watch things, you're gonna be like, they were fighting us 5 minutes ago, what the hell happened? You're like, I love this. I can move everything. Feels good. Do you feel it?
Yep.
Can you hold on to it?
Yep.
Can you grab that every day?
Yep.
All right. Who else wants to play? This is getting fun. Come on, let's do it. Anybody else? We can make this as long or as little.
All right, I'll go for it.
Yes.
All right, I might cry.
That's all right. That's what we're in for.
Okay.
Let's get it.
We'll cry with
Yes.
you. Get that.
Yes.
So, this year okay. Overcome a lot. This past year, I found out I was BRCA positive, so I had to do an ovarectomy and a bilateral mastectomy. So it's been a really long road,
Yes.
but I'm on the other side and I'm cancer-free, which is
Excellent.
awesome.
That is very awesome.
And it was all like preventative and elective. And, you know, my husband is fantastic, supporting me through everything, family, community, like it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But now I'm on the other side. I'm trying to get comfortable in my own skin
Yeah.
and get back to a place of where I was. I'm just trying to get back to where I was, like, and
How about we don't go back to where you were?
well,
Because where you were got you where you are.
well, like my pre.
No, I don't want to even go pre.
Okay.
I don't want to go any part of pre.
Okay.
Where do you want to be now?
I want to be like better. I want to be just
Better how?
like young and worry free.
Okay, young. I like young. Let's go there. What does young look like?
Just
No. You
I don't
do
know,
not
like-
go into young. What does young look like? What does young feel like?
carefree.
Yeah. Young is playful.
Yeah.
Young is fun.
Yep.
Young is all over the place.
Hmm.
All right. Can you tap into young?
That's where I'm struggling.
All
Like
right.
I just like I want it and like I know it and I know what like
No. Okay, so stop. Do you feel me? Do you feel me right now?
All in fitness and have some fun.
Do you feel me?
Okay,
Can you
I'm
like
trying.
literally feel the energy right between us right
Yeah.
now? Okay, I'm gonna tap into young.
okay.
I've just become young. How are you? Do you feel that?
My heart's like racing.
Yes, exactly, because it's like, you wanna go fun, have fun, you wanna run around?
Yeah.
You know all kinds of things, because young people do that. They do weird things, and then they flip, and then they do stuff like that, and then they do that, and they don't care. You feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to be that crazy. I'm just taking it to a whole nother level, so
Yeah.
you get it. All right, what does that feel like when you're there?
It's just it's a yes.
Yeah.
Like yes, let's do it. Yes. Like and you know,
Yeah.
just yes.
Okay, so can you tap in to that energy on a regular basis?
I'm going to try.
Okay, here's the thing, like, we always want to fit things back to where they were. This happened for a reason, right? You have an amazing body. How much do you love your body?
I love it.
Okay. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. There's some resistance
It's
there.
just I don't know,
felt
like
that
it's
too.
just
I
like
felt that resistance. I'm
I
like,
guess
can-
I've been told like this is your new normal, accept it.
No.
And I
no,
hate
no,
that,
No,
and I'm just
no,
like-
no. Are they God?
No.
Are they you?
No.
And they can go like that.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Serious, because that is not, that they're not in control of your energy frequencies. They can't tell you not to raise your vibration. They can't tell you to get into that playful, youthful thing where vibrations are rising and they're fun. You can have it all. You can be wherever you want and do whatever you want. How much do you want that?
I really want it
All right. Then how much are you going to practice being in that youthful spot?
every day.
All right. You still got it. You still have something going.
I don't know,
So
I
We
just
gotta,
like,
you know,
I
that's
think
fine.
you're-
No,
see,
it's
I
good.
think you're useful. Like when I see you, I like, she has
For
more
sure.
energy. You should see her dance.
I agree, but she has something in her vibrational frequency that's not allowing her to raise to that frequency.
I think I'm
So-
scared.
Ah.
I'm scared that I
All
won't.
right. What happens if you step into it? What happens? What goes on?
I just, my mind's like, I don't know, and there's an expectation or just like a,
Can I play with you for a
Sure.
second? Can you come up here with
Sure.
me? And I need both hands. There you go. Okay. Okay. Hold my hands. My hands are freezing. Okay, we're gonna just like shake. Let's shake, 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 shake. Even your just get shake, 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 shake. Okay, stop. Woo. Hi, how are you? Ooh, do you feel that? Yeah. Okay. Do you feel where that's at?
Are you getting hot now?
Sure.
Thinking of all that
What are you
shaking.
feeling right now?
Like something in my legs, like going up.
Yeah.
So it's at the overflow
Yeah.
that I'm trying to look for?
You got it.
Okay,
All right.
okay. So I just have to fill
You
my
got
own
it.
shape.
You got it.
Okay, thank you, sorry about that.
You're so welcome.
That's
She
so
shook
funny.
her alarm off.
Yeah, I did. Do you feel the difference? We had to literally, we had to get that shit out because that's not serving her. That's not. I don't care how you do it. Just do it. Get it out. Get it out. Because it's not gonna serve you in here. This does not feel good. Gotta move it out. Gotta go. And we can overcome every adversary, everything, every piece. I don't care what the doctors give diagnoses of. I don't care what they say, what they do. You can change it. How many miracles have we seen how many people have written about their miracles? Why can't you be one of them? And there's no reason you can't. Because you can raise it up, you can bring it up, you can do it up. And it'll be fun. And it doesn't have to be hard. If it's hard, you're on the wrong path. If it's hard, don't do that. That's not fun. And if it's hard, you're focusing on the problem, not the solution. Get back to the solution, because the solution has the fun. And the solution has the playfulness.
okay.
And the solution is enjoyable.
Yeah.
And we get to move with the solution. And it is good. All right. Well,
you.
that's wonderful. You are so very welcome.
All right, I'll give it.
All right, let's do it. What can I help you with, my dear?
Pretty much everything.
All right.
So I lost my husband unexpectedly. It'll be just shy of 3 years. And I knew him way longer than I've been alive myself. And I can't get past living by myself. And I've had a relationship, and I clung to that relationship because I wasn't alone. And memories keep coming up, and I just can't go through that door completely of, I'm gonna be okay. And I don't know why, I'm so scared of,
Okay, so what is it that you want?
I wanna be happy again.
Did you know that happiness is an inside job? Where is your happy?
I don't know.
No. Where is your
Okay,
happy?
where's my happy?
You gotta go here, somewhere in here is a happy spot. Where is it?
Well, I feel like my happy spot is in my heart.
All right. What does that feel like?
It feels awesome.
Yeah.
It feels great. I just,
Oh, no.
okay.
Okay, so tune in to that happy spot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go there. What does that happy spot feel like? When you're there, what's going on? What's happening in your life?
I'm laughing, I'm dancing, I'm singing.
Yes.
Outside, hiking, I'm playing tennis.
Yes.
Very energetic.
Yeah. All right. What you they're showing me the path, and like literally like this, before the heart. Why are you not allowing yourself? Like what happened? Where is that?
I don't know.
What happens if you don't allow yourself to be happy? What do you gain from that?
Nothing.
Okay. What happens if you allow yourself to be happy? What do you gain from that? Just gonna take that out. Go ahead, proceed.
Joy, I want joy in my life.
Thank you. Okay, what else?
I want the ebb and flow
Yeah.
more than just every once in a while.
Right, and you don't want it to be contingent upon anybody at all, right? You want it to be here, you want it to be this, you want it to be because I woke up and I freaking am awesome. That's why life is good. Yeah. All right, so you've got me right now. I love it. I love when you guys connect because it's like this, bam, we got it. And it's like I feel like I'm plugged in, and it's like, doom, and it's like. So she's feeding off of me, I'm feeding off of her, she can feel me 100%, I got her 100%, you guys can feel the fact that we've got each other, and it's so much fun! And do you feel that?
I do feel that.
Okay, so that is the energy and the frequency you need to tap into every day in order to get that happiness because you're not far from it. You are so not far from it. In fact, you've practiced this level a lot. You're just a step away from it, that's all. You just gotta get back over here, and that's it. And nothing, just because outside circumstances change, doesn't mean that you can't get it. Doesn't mean that you're not worthy of having it. Doesn't mean that you're destined to live a life of whatever. It was just a moment. And unfortunately, you went to the problem instead of the solution. That's all. That's how that was shifted. But now we're back on the solution, because happiness is the solution. And you do happy really, really well. I've seen you're happy. You shine happy. You are fun with happy. Yeah. Does that feel better?
Yes, it does.
All right.
Yep.
Very cool. Anybody else? I'm here for you. We're almost at 2:30, so we can either be done or we can play a little bit more, so it's completely up to you guys. Oh, of course. That was perfect, Lindsay. It does, yes. So the practice is going to be listening to the gut. Because are there going to be situations where life happens and things come at you and then you're like, oh, I'd rather be doing this to avoid this. Yes. But are you using, so the way I go about this is that if I'm using the avoidance to feel good and keep in ease and flow, then I'm going to do it. Because if this over here is daunting and doesn't feel good, then I don't want to do it, and I want to get into a good place. I might still tackle this spot, but I might have to get into ease and flow before I can tackle over here. So if this doesn't feel good, then I got to get into a good spot to feel good. So if I'm at a spot where I don't know, I can't even tell, it's just they both feel the same, I can't tell which one feels like what. Okay, well then find something that feels really good to do, and then revisit it at that point in time. So if you find something that's awesome, that feels fun and enjoyable, like I'll use drawing, or I'll use, lately it's been reading, I love all the information that's out there. So I'll do that because it distracts me from what's going on right now, and then I will resurface back into the situation. Do you have a situation that you can give me to better, did that answer? You avoid the list too. All right, so how does it feel? Does it feel inspiring to paint your new kitchen? Yeah, it does. All right, so that's where I go, because sometimes what happens is so I had to renovate my whole office in my room at the house because it felt wretched. I'm like, every time I walked in there, I could not get anything done. Everything was so crammed. Everything was, ugh. And so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put new cabinets in. I'm gonna put new countertops in. I'm gonna make it all perfect. So I have one side that's all the computer side of things, and I have one side that's all the artwork side of things. So they're both separated, even energetically, so I can be creative or working. And so that feels awesome. However, I could not get any of my lists done prior to getting that done because I needed the space to be ready for me. So in this situation, I would very much say that it has everything to do with your space. So if you want that list to get done, I would say you're in ease and flow where the universe is saying, hey, maybe you should paint your room because this is gonna make you want to stay in your room even more. And then that list of stuff that you wanna get done is gonna be much easier to do because now you're gonna be inspired to do it because you don't mind being in here. Does that help?
That helps me. I'm painting my basement when I get home.
That's it.
There
So
you go.
if everyone's done sharing and you were gonna end, can you end with your elevator picture? So for those who didn't share or those that still have other things that they wanna picture, can do it with you.
In a sense, going up on the different
Yeah,
levels and
levels.
raising the vibrations
Can
on
you do
that,
that?
absolutely. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna wait for her to return as well, so we're not in the middle of everything. Does anybody else wanna say anything?
I
before
did
we-
meditation
that's
last night, that was an
I-
elevator.
And
I go on
She does
YouTube
one
a
on the
lot.
levels.
And
She
the
does the
kids.
levels one,
Yeah.
that's really
That
good.
was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, so every once in a while, it's like, I'm in a situation where my gut is going, right? And I, you know, except for walking away, is there something else that you can still be present? by-
absolutely.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, whenever it's going, ooh, so this is a really good one. What I take away from that, so my belief and what I believe in is that there's a larger part of us that's non-physically focused. And that part of us is what sends us the energy in our gut that says, hey, you are out of alignment with what I'm thinking. So when I feel that negative emotion, it's like whatever I said in my head was a lie, and they're the lie detector, and that's my lie detecting mechanism. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I'm feeling that this is a lie, so okay, I just met with this person and the two of them were just conversing over there and oh my God, that feels like they were talking about me and said something negative about me on the side. And oh, now I have this wretched feeling and now I gotta talk to them and now I feel awkward and weird because now I'm in their space and I feel like they've been talking about me and that doesn't feel good, right? So what I just felt right there is basically a lie. So I'd be like, oh, not everything revolves around me.
It should, but.
I agree, 100%. However, in this moment, I'm gonna allow it not to be about me. So I'm gonna just back it out. Be like, this is not me. This is not my thing. This is not my anger. This is not my situation. This is not my issue. This is not my whatever. And then in that situation, you can back it out and be like, I'm gonna choose ease and flow. I'm gonna choose to go back to feeling good. Does that help a little, or do you want a specifics? Like, if you give me a specific example.
I can't even think of a specific.
course.
Yeah, it's just like, you
So,
know.
but I use this always as a lie detector. So whatever I just said up here is now registering as a lie right here, if it feels nasty. And it's all me, all me, all me. So if it feels good, whatever I thought up here was in alignment with what they're thinking, and we're on the roll. We're going, we're moving, we're shaking and moving. However, if I feel that, I'm like, okay, I gotta reevaluate, re-step, remove, refocus, and shake it out and get it off. So that way, I'm gonna come at it from a different perspective. Because like you said, I can't leave the situation. It's kind of like when I had my husband and I came in and I got that gut punching thing and I was like, oh, because his vibrations were so completely off from mine. And I was like, ah. And I'm like, okay, I can just be me and feel good and hold the space. Like I'm literally gonna like hold the space. Just okay with that, you know? And go ahead.
I just, one more follow-up.
Of course.
How can you tell the difference between, sometimes, right, because it's so subtle, like, so say I'm investing, or I'm talking to the stock guy, right?
Yes.
And he's like, oh, I really think, you know, you should do this, right?
Yep.
And it's like, and you're like, I don't know.
So
All right, is that my head or is that my gut? Like, how can you tell the difference?
you really can't. You have to focus in on it. So if you're like, I don't know, and then your gut feels like, so that's when I would start going going deeper. That's when I bring my tentacles out. Okay, I've invested in this spot. How does that feel? Oh, okay, I don't know. And now, okay, I decided not to invest, and how does that feel? Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's play it again. Do it again. So like I literally bring the tentacles out and put it into the situation and put myself in as if it had already happened and feel what the vibrational frequency is around that. And do I like that frequency or no? Because if I don't like it, then I can pull it out. Or you might need more time and be like, this is one of those moments I would love the information. I love your recommendation. I would love to sit with it and feel what feels good to me. That's all. There's no wrong reason of taking time. We don't take time with anything. We literally rush into everything, and we're like, we live in such a high demand universe where we're like, boom, you gotta have it right now, right at this moment. You gotta make a decision right here, right now. No, you don't. You do not. No. Back it out. I'm gonna take time. I'm gonna feel this out and feel how it feels. And you don't have to say that, because I'm probably gonna look at you a little weird, but you're gonna be like, we're gonna think this one over. Thank you. I'm used to it by now, so whatever. Then I'm like, you can have me or leave me, I don't care. So, but yeah, I would literally back it out and be like, give me some time. And that's with any situation. If you come into anything and you don't know how it feels, don't make a decision at that point. Why should you do that? Why should you go forward when you don't know yourself? Make it feel better, or make it feel good, and then go forward. Anybody else? All right, so get nice and comfy. I'm gonna sit with this one because it's a lot easier to think about it in that situation. So both feet on the floor, no crossing, nice and easy. I normally have my hands kind of up in a receiving mode in a sense. So take a nice deep breath. Let's do another one. Okay. Here you are in your beautiful, beautiful body. In your mind, just thank your body. Thank it for how amazing it is. Thank you for getting it here today. Thank you for awakening on the right side of the dirt today. And feel how amazing this little vessel is. It pumps your blood every day. It feeds you oxygen every day. It brings and breathes life into everything that you do all day, every day. Okay, so we're on ground level. I want you to imagine a place of comfort. It could be a place that you lay down on, it could be a room, it could be a couch, it could be anything that brings you comfort. It could be a bed, but it's going to be one solitary area. And imagine seeing that space very vividly and walking over it, and then sitting or lying down on it. And now this space is like an elevator. We are literally raising the vibrations with every level we are going to go up. We're going into new frequencies, into new places that feel really, really good. So we're going to raise our frequency. We're going to feel the shift. We're going to start moving up to level 1. Now you look out. Level 1, this is like the purity level. You're now cleaning the entire body. Imagine every negative thought, every negative emotion, every negative part of your body just being eliminated, eradicated. And imagine a shower filled with pure, positive light energy. And you're going to go stand over into that shower and let it bathe you completely. And now this is filling up every cell, like you're becoming a glowing, positive frequency. And feel it as it comes in. It's rejuvenating. It's healthy. It feels so, so good. And let it hit every aspect of your body. Let it rain down on your face, and your neck and shoulders, your arms, your hands. Let it go everywhere, even in between your toes. Just let it touch every ounce of your body. Just cleansing it, rejuvenating. Now let's step out from underneath when you're ready. And we're going to move back to our space so we can move up to our elevator. So once you're in your elevator, we're going to start shifting the energies up, raising the frequencies, moving up even higher. And now we're at level 2. Now level 2 is all about breath and oxygen. We're going to take enormous, deep, fulfilling breaths into our body right now. And imagine this atmosphere is so clean, so crisp, almost like a morning air in the fall when you wake up, go outside, and it's that cool, crisp feeling when it enters your lungs and it fulfills every aspect of your lungs. So now I want you to take this enormously gigantic, huge, deep breath. And then let it go ever so slowly. Savor it as it comes out. And let's do that again. Take another ginormous, huge, deep in-breath. Feel it expanding your lungs, and as you release. See how far you can allow this breath to take with each in-breath we go. And on your own, whenever you're ready, you follow the flow of your in and out. Breathing nice, deep, huge in-breaths. Continue with this process. Feel how the oxygen moves throughout your whole system. How when you're breathing in this oxygen, it's living in your life, in your blood, in your every part of your body. It's moving and shifting everywhere. It's giving life to all areas. It's filling it up. And then when your exhales, imagine that release. Allowing it to flow out just as easily as it came in. Take one last nice, deep, huge breath. And then let it out. Now let's walk back to our space. And we're going to sit in our spot. And we're going to feel our elevator move up. Feel the energy shift once more. Now we're in the land of happiness. You should be feeling it vibrating all around. Everything is encircling you. It is coming in from every great angles. There is no way you can't have a smile on your face right now. It's so good. Feel this energy of happiness just flowing in and out of you. It's very playful, very fun. It's like waves of oceans, like moving all over you, caressing your body, just absolutely loving every aspect of you. Feel it move in and out, and there's multiple. It's happiness from every aspect. It's like warm kisses, warm hugs, warm everything, just all over that body. Feel every aspect of your body as it embraces this happiness. And feel your body start vibrating at its frequencies, where it was very, very extreme when you walked off. Now it's starting to become more natural, and you're able to move with it very easily. And put a big smile on your face, ear to ear, as big as you possibly can. Feel that energy just flowing right through you. Now we're going to move back to our space, back to your seat, whatever you chose for your elevator. And now we're going to move up to level 4. Level 4 is all about love. And this is a much different energy than the happiness. There's a warmth that is very similar to the happiness. However, this is calmer. This is easier. This is like a warm embrace that never ends. It's constantly with you. It's constantly upon you. It feels amazing, like a huge blanket wrapped all around your body. Just seeping into every pore. Feeling the glow of it. Feeling the balance of it. Feeling the amazingness of it. Just sit in this moment, breathing in love. And imagine it filling your entire body as you're breathing it in. Now we're going to move to our space. And we're going to go to our final level, level 5. And imagine raising up to this level. Level 5 is all about connection. You are firmly connected with Source, Universe, God, whatever the energy frequency is that you believe in. You are now absolutely one with this frequency. You are in tune. You are connected. You have perfect guidance all day, every day. Imagine speaking with this energy. Seeing if there's anything that it wants to share with you. Anything that it wants to tell you. Imagine taking any problem or situation you have and handing it over to this energy. Letting go of it and giving it away to that higher frequency, that higher power, and being free of it. Knowing that you never have to walk alone. You are always 100% guided. You are always in connection. this energy is with you all day, every day, you've now made the connection very aware. So now you can connect to this frequency at any point in time. If you're confused, just tap in. If you're unsure or unaware, just tap in. If you can't feel this frequency right away, give it a moment. And when you're done, we're going to go back to our couch or our space. And we're going to start bringing our energies back to a more grounded, more centered point of view. Just imagine the elevator coming down from 5 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 1. Now we're at ground level. Now imagine your feet growing roots deep into the ground, going far and wide. These energies that you just experienced are 100% true and accurate. Everything you experienced today is yours and is now something you can take forward and move forward with. And you can play with these frequencies at any given time. The more you play with them, the better you will become, the easier they'll become to access. So just imagine that energy flowing down, out through your feet, allowing your body to settle back in. You can start moving around, stretching. And then when you're ready, you may open your eyes. How does everybody feel? Isn't that fun?
Super. I was tingly. Me too.
I appreciate every single one of you for playing with me. This has been something that I've been cultivating for a little while. And I appreciate your participation in it.
So many
because
places. Thank you.
I'd like to go big.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later. I'll give you a buzz.
I don't. No. Is it fun? I'm looking at
Would you like to open the chair?
No, we're good to go. We have chores to go. That's why I have a lot of fun. And it's a really good space. It is. I know.